again with another mega list, and of course I'm joined by our newest humblebee, Mr. Forkle himself. Please let me know, are you hashtag Mr. Forkle or are you hashtag Sir Reginald? Sorry, I have to say the Sir first. I will not remember exactly how it's pronounced. Please let me know if there is any problems hearing what I am saying right now. If you are listening on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, whichever one, if you're struggling to hear me, let me know, because I'm set up again in a different situation, and so I just want to make sure that at any given time you guys are able to hear me. So let me know if you can't, because of course, you know, we do sometimes every now and then, not very often. Okay, it happens quite a bit. We have some slight issues sometimes with audio. So anyways, we're going to get started. This is the Mega List. A Mega List is something that we do on Fridays here on Tulips and Honey, where we give our recommendations, our suggestions, our reviews of anything that we've read or been through or enjoyed, anything like that. So that's sort of the idea. This is going to be a lot shorter of a live event. I know I probably say that every single Friday, because every single Friday I usually mean to make it a little bit shorter, but definitely for sure this one's not going to go on for an hour. So because I really need to go and help get my sweet, incredibly handsome husband ready for work. So I'm going to make this one kind of quick. I was hoping to get live a little bit earlier than this, but it didn't happen that way today. So, you know, sometimes that's how it goes. Can you guys see his little fluff at the bottom of the screen? Because that would make me super happy. I wonder if I could like turn the screen to where you could see him a little bit more, because he's just snuggled up in my lap and he's so super sweet. If you guys don't know, this is Mr. Forkle. He is our new member of the podcast team. He is assistant to the assistant manager. Is that right? He's assistant to Clementine, our doodle. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I can see you guys all over in the comment section. Let me know where you guys are chatting from, where you're from. If you want, you don't have to. You can let me know. Do you have furry helpers in your household? Do you have little Mr. Forkles too? I want to know. Tell me all about it. Tell me about it in the comment section if you feel like it. I'd love to see pictures of them because they're so fluffy and cute. Mr. Forkle just growled at me. Like, he literally just grumped at me for picking him up. So I'm going to leave him alone while he naps. Puppies nap, apparently, like, all the time. That's just what they do. So he's not really getting any work done. I don't get a whole lot of hate mail anyways, so Clementine can pretty much handle it. But, I mean, if we were hoping to have an immediate worker, he's really just sleeping a lot and making a lot of messes. His teeth... Too many schnauzers. Oh, I love schnauzers, but the mini ones are even better. Oh, why is everything better whenever it's a mini? Like, teacup, anything is just so much preciousness. I can't hardly take it. I used to want schnauzers. I love the way that they have those, like, cool buzz cuts where they look like they're just super hardcore little dudes, you know? And you feel like they should be involved in some sort of, like, cute puppy gang sort of mobster movie. Yeah, that's how I feel about them. But anyways, that's a little bit random. So we're going to get started. There's a few things that I want to talk about today, and then I'll let you guys hop over to the sneak peek of Monday's episode. So first, before we get to that, there is a really cool thing that we're going to be doing tonight, actually at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, over on the Facebook group. So if you're a member of our Facebook group, Tulips and Honey Hub, there's a Tulips and Honey Hub page, and there's a Tulips and Honey Hub group. This is going to be happening in the group, where we're going to be doing our first ever chat room. So we've never done a chat room there. I've never done a chat room on Facebook. Hopefully it works. If not, we'll switch over to Zoom and we'll continue the process. But we're going to be talking about John MacArthur's recent sermon where he was addressing the riots. He actually released a second sermon 2 days ago. I don't know if you guys have heard either one of those sermons, but if you haven't, they are fantastic, both of them. We're going to be talking about the original sermon, and maybe a little bit of the second one. And so a couple of the sisters in the group, Sandy and Sharon, were hoping to get to talk about that in a discussion where we can talk with you guys. So if you're in that group and that's something that you have time for tonight and you want to be involved in, you can let me know, private message me, and hopefully there's a way where I can actually just sort of add you guys as you want. We'll see. We haven't done this before, but if not, and you want to be involved in it, private message me so that I can make sure that you for sure get an invitation to join it. But so we're going to be doing that at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. That's a little bit short notice. I realize that we're really excited to do this. We actually, Sandy posted about it in the group a few days ago, and this is something that's affecting all of us. So that's right, it is J-Mac's birthday today. Did you guys know? I had no idea. J-Mac's birthday is the same as Charles Spurgeon's birthday. What are the chances? Today is both of their birthdays. I'm so happy about that. It makes me so happy because John MacArthur is for sure our generation's Charles Spurgeon. So for them to have the same birthday to me is just like, I don't know, it's too much. It's too much for me. I'm just so super happy. Replying to Facebook user, him, and oh, that's interesting how it says replying to Facebook user. Wow. That's weird how the chat works. I don't ever get to see who's actually saying it. I do have Facebook open, but because this has been shared on several different platforms, I can't actually see everybody's comments. But I am thankful for you guys over on Facebook that are watching. I don't know your names because it won't tell me in my chat room, but hi everybody. One for sure said Edwin, and so hi. And so we're going to keep going. That is tonight, in case you missed it, tonight 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be talking about that sermon, about the riots, and discussing sort of some of the scripture and stuff that John MacArthur addressed, and it was such a fantastic sermon. Both of them. The second one is just as great as the first one. So I'm going to be honest, this chat is weird. Is it weird? Interesting. Okay, well, I guess I'll find out. I'm fascinated by it. I was researching it this week to see how to use it, and it has like green screen options. They're working on doing like some filters for it, and so it's pretty neat. I know they're probably trying to work with similar situations as Zoom does, because Zoom is probably taking quite a bit. If you guys didn't know, Facebook really doesn't like it when you use anything other than Facebook, and so they are. Oh, hi Sandy, I'm so glad you're here. Hi, are you excited about tonight? I am super excited. Mr. Forkel is excited. I'm kidding you, he's not excited, he's asleep. He'll probably be asleep when we do the chat too. But I was researching all of that, and I saw that Facebook doesn't like it whenever you link to anything else. They don't like it whenever you use other things, so they're trying to compete with like TikTok and Zoom and all of these different options. And I think this chat room thing is their version of competing. If they really want to compete, though, they're going to have to make it where you can go live there, and then they'll transfer it to also YouTube and other places. Because if they don't do that, it's just not competitive. I mean, do I want the beauty filter so I don't have to do my makeup? Yes. Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Oh, hi, Shannon. See, I saw your name, and I don't see the other people's names. I don't know why that is, but I'm excited to talk with you as well. I think I keep typing Sharon instead of Shannon, and I need to fix that in the notes, because I think I actually put that in the notes. But I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like it actually didn't even update my notes from the last time, so it's still talking about Costi Hinn, but that's not actually what I wanted to talk about. Interesting. I had links and everything. Oh, I'll fix that later. Oh, it's okay. We're totally gonna fix that later. It's fine. Hashtag not professional still. Just in case you guys were wondering, that's still the thing that's happening here. Okay. So, did you guys get to see, by the way, the Costi Hinn interview? Since it's on the little descriptions, didn't update from last week. So I added new descriptions, and it's still showing last week's. But it's mentioning Costi Hinn's interview. Did you guys get to see that? Did you enjoy that? Because I'm considering. Well, I'm definitely going to be doing some different stuff, so I'm going to be moving away from the interviews for a little while and doing some topical podcasts. And so, that's right, Costi's portrayal of the cage stage was hilarious. I agree, Seth. I was really, really blown away by his sense of humor. There's a lot of it that actually had to be deleted just simply because of time restraints. Like, we recorded 2.5 hours worth, and so I had to delete quite a bit of it, but some of it was just hilarious. Like, I wished I could have just pulled it and set it over into, like, a bonus section or something, because it was so great. But he has a really fun sense of humor, and I really thought, man, this guy could have been I haven't watched yet. Oh, well, let me know what you think, Shannon, when you get a chance to watch. Costi is he's really humorous, but he was spitting out scripture like no one's business. And I mean, like that, he would just quote it and tell me where it was from and all that good stuff. Can you post a link for the interview? Absolutely, I can definitely post a link. Also, I think there might be one in, let's see here. I think there's one on my Facebook page, and there's one on YouTube. So I'm not sure where you're watching from, but let me see if I can get on my other computer and find you. So it just tells me that you're a Facebook user. So whoever asked, let me know. Oh, hi, Mark. Let me know if you... if you're on a certain group on Facebook, and I will get that link to you right away. I just can't see where you're from, so I don't know where to send the little link to. But yes, that is available on our podcast channel, available on the YouTube channel as well. And so we discussed, we discussed his testimony. He shared his testimony, and we discussed his book, his future projects. But mostly it was like, nearly 2 hours of just him freestyling. Like, usually I do an interview. I have a set amount of questions, and we ask those questions. We get through it. I try to make it as conversational as possible so it doesn't feel like we're just going through a list of questions. But at one point, Kosti was like, listen, this interview has so much more to offer than just my book. And I thought that was so funny because, we had just spent an hour talking about other stuff than that. And so it was really funny. It was clear that, and obvious that, like, his personality is just perfect for podcasting. So I'm thankful that he has a podcast. So we talked about a lot of things. We talked about family. We talked about just like the cage stage Shannon mentioned, or not Shannon, somebody mentioned in the comments. He talked about how to behave. That's right, we talked about Kosti being attacked by Todd White. I asked him about that. I was a little uncomfortable to ask him about it, actually. But he definitely addresses it. He actually addresses it in 2 different ways, and he gave a lot of scripture for it and explained that it was, actually a good thing in the long run, because what Todd White did was he made the mistake of mentioning American Gospel, which is free to watch right now on Netflix. And so by mentioning it, he pretty much sent the thousands and thousands of followers that he had to that video to see American Gospel, where they're going to see that he's teaching falsely. And so he said that was definitely something that they're told not to do. You're not supposed to name your opposers because it sends people to their teaching. And so I thought that was fascinating. I'm really excited to see what God does with that, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of people in our own groups, in our own Reformed groups here on Facebook or wherever else we're at, that are saying, hey, I was a Todd White fan, and he mentioned Kosti Hinn and John MacArthur, so I went and checked them out. And now, I'm believing biblically. And so I'm excited to see that. Hopefully we'll see some fruit from that. And he did address that. My goodness, we talked about so many things. By the end of the interview, somehow he and my husband, though they've never met or spoken, have become best friends. And so that happened. That was a thing that happened. We talked about lots of other stuff. Emily Avey from the Aquila and Priscilla Hour actually joined me to co-host that one. And so she did a great job. We were really excited to get to chat with him. It was a fun conversation. It was definitely fun. I felt so bad by the end of it because we had kept him way longer than we meant to. But he had a lot of great advice and wonderful scripture, and he was spitting them off like this. And so I was going through just some fun behind the scenes things of what happens here as I'm trying to prepare an episode. I was going through and I marked all of the scriptures, all the places that he repeated a scripture, and I went and I made graphics for all those scriptures. And then I posted the video onto YouTube without any of those graphics that I made. So now I have a lot of graphics that don't go anywhere. But anyways, I have them. I just, that's the thing that happened. So there you go. That's a little bit of background. I like to have background knowledge about what's happening on people's things. Anytime people are making things or doing things, I just kind of like to know what's happening in the background. So, okay, let's move on real quickly. I just wanted to tell you guys about, once again, okay, we've been talking about this. So let me back up. We've been talking a lot about the upcoming conference, the women's conference. We've got Michelle Leslie, Susan Heck. We have Brooke Bartz, Aaron Coates, and Penny Amack. Those are the main speakers. We have 4 wonderful breakoff sessions. City of Light is doing the worship music in the mornings for this conference. It's all free. It's all online. It's available. It's going to be live streamed. And so you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Facebook. You can watch it at the Facebook groups. If you're going to watch on Facebook, you need to be either a member of the Facebook group Open Hearts in a Closed World, which is actually I had the link prepared for you guys in the description, and then it didn't update the description. So I'll make sure to add those links after I'm finished here. So if you can join the group on Facebook, or you follow Brooke Bartz on Facebook at just Brooke Bartz, you'll be able to live stream it there on Facebook. If you want to live stream it on YouTube, there is a Open Hearts in a Closed World YouTube page. And so you can stream it there. If you're a church that wants to stream it for your women's ministry, then YouTube is probably the easiest way for you to project it, so you can watch it then. It's going to start 9:30 Central Standard Time, July 13th, all the way through July 17th. And each morning, City of Light is going to do the worship, and then we'll have a speaker. So there's Brooke Bartz, and then I believe it's Brooke Bartz. Then the next day is Susan Heck, and then I think the next day is Michelle Leslie, and then I think the day after that is Aaron Coates. Oh, hello. There's Mr. Forkel. He just wanted to yawn. Puppy breath is the worst. Okay, I can smell the puppy breath, and all he did was yawn. Whew. Not a fan. Not a fan of puppy breath. But he's so cute that I forgive him. So, anyways, after that, then we have Aaron Coates and Penny Amack. After each of their speeches, it will go straight over to a breakaway session where we'll be learning different means of service in your house and in a creative way. And so we have Danielle from Imperfect Dust. We have Jasmin Davis from The Clever Decorator. We have Jess from Genuinely Ginger. And then, hi, what are you doing? You're so cool. Oh my goodness. I have to stop bringing him in here for this because it's distracting. Okay, I'm sorry. So that's happening. That's a thing that hopefully you guys can get involved with the group, because there's giveaways once a week. And so Media Gratia has given us 5 free codes for their online teachings. So their online teachings that they have, 5 free codes to give away. I think there's 3 more that are going to be given away. I think today is one of the days where one of them will be given away, or tomorrow. So, there's a guy at my church that needs prayer. He was in a motorcycle. Oh my goodness. A motorcycle accident. Let me see if I can see that full comment here. Will be in the hospital for at least a week. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. Goodness. We will definitely be praying for him. Mark, thank you for letting us know so that we can join you with prayer for that guy. And Mark, I think you're the one that sent me the squirrel picture, and I couldn't get it to download. But I'm gonna email you back. This week has been crazy. It's been a crazy week, but I'm gonna email you back because I totally want to see your squirrel. This picture of your fat squirrel. I mean, your squirrel might not be fat. My squirrel outside my window is fat because we feed him. But yeah, definitely. If you can remind me if I don't email you, because I'm having some issues with my memory. It's not getting better. So as soon as I can see my doctor, I'll have to go back and talk to her about the memory issues and why they're getting worse, because they're supposed to be getting better. That's why I went to the doctor. But so the conference thing I think we covered, and I mentioned to you guys tonight is the chat room. And I think the only other thing that I wanted to mention to you guys, I talked about the listener thing. So if you guys have a suggestion for episodes, for topical episodes, one of our listeners suggested they'd really like for me to address annihilism and universalism, so I'll probably be doing an episode about that. And so if there's a topic that you'd like for me to discuss that I haven't discussed yet, that you haven't seen, if you want me to do an updated, something I've done before, but maybe there's new stuff that you want me to talk about now, let me know. So I'm going to be doing some topical ones. I've done a lot of interviews over the past couple of months because of this COVID thing. There was a lot of people that were home to do interviews, and now that everybody's going back to work, I'm going to go back to doing some more topical stuff. I'll still be doing interviews too, but just there'll be some topical stuff mixed in with the interviews from here on out. So that's going to happen. If you have any ideas for topics you want me to do. Also, I was incredibly thankful and humbled by, where are you going? Where are you going? He was going to the computer. He's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thankfully, the hospital let his wife stay with them. However, I'm very concerned about their kids because I'm unsure when they'll see him again. Oh wow, Mark, goodness. I am so sorry to hear that. I'm glad that his wife is being able to stay with him, but it is hard as a parent to be away from your kids for that long, and hard for the children to be away from their dad. Thank you for letting us know about that and letting us pray with you. That is one of the things that we absolutely love to do in the group. We love to pray for one another, and we're always thankful to get the chance to join with one another, to go before the throne of God. It's always so, I don't know if you guys get this feeling, but like the idea that we get to go before the throne of God in prayer. I mean, we can't talk to the president. You're never going to get the chance to talk to the Queen of England. Most of us can't even get in to see the representatives of our state, but we can go before the throne of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and bow before him and pray to him, and he bends down to hear us. I mean, the thought of that just it is very humbling to me that we have that opportunity, that blessing. What a blessing prayer is, that we get to go before God and bring brothers and sisters in Christ before him. And it's always so impactful to me to consider who it is that we're speaking to. So we're definitely going to be praying for your friend from church, and I hope that by next Friday maybe there'll be some good news about him. So I'll be putting him on my daily prayer list. If anybody else listening does have prayer requests, it's always a great idea to pop them in the comments below, because people can see them since they're over there. Other people can see them, and they don't even have to wait for this video to come out because it's live, and so they can immediately begin praying for you. So if you have any prayer requests, go ahead and pop them in the comment section below, and that way we can definitely join you in praying for them. So the last thing that I wanted to mention before I let you guys all go, I'm glad to hear it's not life-threatening. Still a week. A week is a long time to be in the hospital. I definitely understand what you may mark about the family, and I mean, whenever the COVID thing started, there was some concern about some of the patients that my husband had treated, and they were talking about keeping him at the hospital for 2 weeks. And the thought of being away from my husband for 14 days was like, I mean, I knew that my mind and my heart were wrong, because I should be concerned about the COVID. But in my selfishness, I was just thinking, I don't want to spend 2 weeks away from my best friend. That would be terrible. So I know that being away from your family for a week is got to be very, very difficult. So we're definitely going to be praying, but I'm thankful that it's not life-threatening. That's great. And I'm thankful that you let us know about that, and we're gonna be praying for him. So the last thing before I let you guys see the sneak peek, I didn't even tell you guys what the sneak peek was gonna be about. Sorry. The sneak peek video is Jasmin Davis, a clever decorator. I did an interview with her. She's going to be one of the breakout speakers of the upcoming conference. And so we go through her testimony, and she explains, her craftiness, but she's also a homeschooling mom, and she had some great advice for homeschooling. I was really excited throughout the whole interview. Like, her heart for parenting and for being a homemaker was just very evident. And so hopefully the sneak peek will be a blessing to you. I actually picked my favorite little portion of the interview. So that interview will come out on Monday, unless you're a Patreon supporter, in which case you will get to see it Sunday. So the sneak peek is coming for that as soon as I get done telling you guys. I was so humbled to receive a request to endorse a book that is coming out, and it was it's called a if you could please, sir, just squirm slightly less, because the people were live. I don't know if you knew that, but we're actually live right now. So when you squirm and I have to move you, then the people watching live have to wait. He doesn't even look sorry, does he? Look at the cool face. He just looks inconvenienced. Why do poodles always look kind of snobby? They just do. I've never had a poodle before, but he looks kind of dainty. He's so cute and sweet. Oh my goodness. Hi. Oh, okay, sorry, I can totally focus. I don't need a squirrel anymore. I have a puppy. And he's so cute. Okay. Clementine's watching me right now, by the way, and she's not pleased with the fact that the puppy is getting attention, and she's not. So I thought they would be best friends, but it's more like frenemies, Yeah. Hopefully they'll work that out. But hi, Kim. Oh, it's so nice to see you in the comment section. So okay, the last thing. Sorry, I'm totally gonna focus, and then I can get you guys that sneak peek. So I was very humbled and honored to be asked to endorse an upcoming children's book about the book of Romans. And I'm going to be able to give away some of those books when they come in. And as soon as I do, I will let you guys know. So my endorsement will be going on this book. I read through it twice to make sure that it was biblical. I've never been asked to endorse anything before, so I was very cautious. And I do get a lot of sort of spammy stuff in my mailbox. Not necessarily spammy, okay, I guess I should be more clear. A lot of publishers will send me books that they'd like for me to talk about, or authors they'd like for me to interview, and the books aren't biblical. So I have to be very careful whenever people send me messages to check, because a lot of times it's actually more like New Ageism and sort of the meme movement kind of thing. And so I have to check very carefully. But this book, I read through it twice. It is wonderful. I'm very excited. It's a children's book about the book of Romans. And Reftoons actually did the cartooning for it, the cartoons for it. And I'm really excited. I think this is going to be very helpful for parents who are trying to explain biblical stuff to their children. So as soon as I get those in and I can let you guys see, I will. And I'll let Squirmy McSquirmerson over here go get, have some fun and play. And I will let you guys see the sneak peek now. Thank you all for listening and watching and commenting. I am so blessed by all of your comments in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching and being so supportive. And please, please, please let me know if you have any prayer requests or anything that you might need or want for me to do. So that's it. That's all I've got. I'm sorry if I forgot stuff because I usually do. But don't forget to check out those John MacArthur videos, those sermons. I'm going to make sure to link to them. And if you want or have the ability to and you're in our Facebook group, you can join us tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be discussing the riots and those sermons from John MacArthur. So that's it. That's all I got. God bless you, Humblebees. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.
When I'm home, you get to enjoy your home when you're here and have a relaxing environment. So I try to keep it neutral and just inviting and comfy. But and then the girls see that and they want to upkeep it too. So they're helpful in that way. It's just not. I hear a lot of people, I can't decorate it because my kids are going to destroy it. But if you teach them what the value is behind it, like look at how clean the living room is. Isn't it nice? We can relax and enjoy it and sit down, and we don't have to stumble over the toys. If you just teach them and walk them through that, they'll appreciate, having it tidy and picked up.
That makes sense.
And just, and it's always just talking what you're thinking in your head with them. The value of this is why mommy's cleaning or keeping up with it, because I want you guys to be able to enjoy it and not be stressed out, or, just talk to them why we do what we do. Same
that
thing
is
for
so great.
Why we believe what we believe. You have to walk, talk it through. So
that is so great.
Have a nice home, and so that since they're girls, they want to be mommies, they want to have their own babies, and I can't wait to have my mom, and can I decorate my room? Can I do this? And so they now participate because I've been walking them through that. So they want, how do you do this, mom? And kind of thing.
Oh,
so cute.
Yeah, that's so helpful too, to make sure they're involved. So they feel like they're a part of it. Little kids love that. I mean, they want to be exactly like you and do all the things that you're doing, and they're learning it anyways, but they might misunderstand why you're doing it if you don't explain it. Like, why does the house need to be clean? Mommy is just more concerned about cleaning the house. I went through a period of time with my daughter where she was always saying, well, you spend so much time cleaning and you could be playing with me. So it was almost like she was concerned that I was giving my attention to something besides her. And so I felt pressure to get up early and clean before she woke up, which is impractical because as soon as she wakes up, there's going to be new messes. So that's just not how it works. It's not how any of this works. But it was, once I explained to her, I want to make sure that there's nothing in the floor in the way that you're going to trip over, or if you want to start a brand new project, I want to make sure that you have that ability to have space to do that. And so I'm picking up as we go along, not because I'm not wanting to focus on you, but because this is our home and we want to make sure that there's a clean space for whatever we want to do. She wanted to help then. She was like, well, I'll just help you get it done and then we can go play.
Exactly,
and so,
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And I hadn't even thought about it until she approached me with it. It never occurred to me that she didn't understand why I was doing it. Because I knew why I was doing it. It just was just not a thing that I thought about. But once she figured that out, she was like, okay, that does make sense. And now she will come down. And until you listening to you explain that helps me understand. She'll come down. She has her own little space and she calls it her office. And she's got it set up like my little background office.
Oh, love it.
It's not my actual office doesn't look like this. This is a green screen, but she did set hers up like this, and she will keep it super duper clean. Her areas are always cleaner than my areas because she's organizing, and it's super cute. So now I understand. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just walking. It's, a lot of times the children just need an explanation. You forget that they haven't lived through it. So, we already know why we do what we do, but they need to learn that for themselves.